These statues are an adaptation of a 1937 photograph of them on the South Lawn, and when you exit the home today, you'll actually be coming down to where this settee would have been set up. But Franklin has asked me to also talk to you and remind you of his major accomplishments. The first was to lift us out of the Great Depression, and the second was to help us fight World War II. But he had many jobs before he got to that point. 1905 to 1910, he was a lawyer. 1910 and 1912, he was the Assistant Secretary of the Navy. Excuse me, he was a New York State Senator. Then 1913 and 1920, the Assistant Secretary of the Navy. 1920, he runs for Vice President. James Cox is president on the Democratic ticket, and they lose to Coolidge and Harding. 1921 and 1928, he's convalescing from polio down in Warm Springs, Georgia. 1928, 1930, governor of the state of New York, and then our only four-term president in 32, 36, 40, and 44. So all those political titles, what do you think he put down as occupation on his income taxes? Any guesses? Any guesses?
Farmer.
That's right. Who said farmer? You get extra points. Actually, it was tree farmer. You go between farmer and tree farmer. He was most proud of planting trees. This property was one of the very first private pieces of land that had a forestry management plan written for it. It was written by Gifford Pinchot, the father of forestry in the United States, appointed by Teddy Roosevelt to start the U.S. Forest Service. And from that management plan, he would plant, he would thin, he would harvest, and he'd take that conservation ethic that he learned and help lift us out of the Great Depression with the Civilian Conservation Corps, the TVA, and other aspects of the New Deal. In addition, we're having the great scourge of the Dust Bowl going out west. We're losing all our soil. So he knew that you had to have soil to farm, so he started the Soil Conservation Service. And they planted literally millions of trees and shrubs and shelter woods to preserve our soil. He also started the Bureau of Land Management and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. So I contend that beyond lifting us out of the Depression and fighting World War II, he is also a great conservationist, along with his distant cousin Teddy. Our next stop's right over here.
Did you say the material that was carved out?